Hi, I'm Ambry and this is Ambry's Corner and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, watch review, subscriber, welcome. If you return and watch review, subscriber, welcome. Hi guys, so today's video is story time. So today's day is it's October 24th, and it's 3:23. It's 3:23. All right, so yesterday I was supposed to release a video, and I was going to release it. Then I checked it, and I hadn't wrote a description for it yet. So it'll go up next weekend. I'm sorry in advance that it didn't go up like I had planned, but I was supposed to film this video yesterday and film another video today, but I'm gonna go ahead and film this video today, and I'll film the next video. I'll film the other video that I have planned for y'all next weekend, since it's Sunday today. So yeah. So this is the story I mentioned before about the psychic, and I'm going to tell it. I attempted to tell it once before and it didn't work out right, so I just canned the whole video and I redid it. Oh, and I just got to work on the outro, so that'll be going up as scheduled, as planned next year. So y'all get ready for that, and let's get into this video. So this is about the psychic. So as far as I know, 2 people in my family have had encounters with psychics. My grandma being the first one, which is who my next story is about, my grandmama. So y'all be on the lookout for that. With psychics. So the first one being my grandma. My grandma told me when she was living that she met a psychic, and the psychic basically told her that she was going to outlive my grandfather, and she did proceed to outlive him. And then I think the next one was my mom. My mom encountered one, and she basically told her because of other things that this happened. But anyway, the psychic basically told her to, you know, just be on the lookout, because there were some snakes in the grass. And the psychic was right, there were some snakes in the grass. There was people that wanted to see her fall, and they didn't succeed because my mom is back on top. But still though, they was plotting on her, and the psychic just told her basically, you know, your people don't always treat you like you should be treated, and be on the lookout for that. And she kind of already knew that. Like, my mom is just like me. She's always the one trying to be kind, trying to be nice, even to people who don't always deserve it, even to people who would sit and talk about her behind her back, and then she'll turn around and give them a ride home if they need it. So let me tell you about the first encounter I had with one. So one night my mom and me are at home, and we're just chilling, just a normal night. I don't think I had school the next day, but I think I did. I'm not sure. I was still in GD school at this time. I was nowhere near finished. I think I had like another year to go before I actually finished. Or was I finished? I don't know if I was finishing, if I was finished, or if I was getting ready to finish up. I'm not sure. I think I was like in the middle. I'm assuming I had another year to go because I don't recall being finished yet. So yeah. So at this point, like I said, I think I'm still in GD school, and my mom is, we at home one night, and I'm in my room, of course, and like most times, like when my mom watch TV all day long. Like, TV is always on, it's never off, it's on at this very moment. It's just turned down. I hope you can't hear it. I'm sorry if you can. But the TV is always on, and my mom may not be looking at it, but it's always on. But I know when she's doing something, because her TV turns down, and it's always at the same volume, and I can hear it with my door wide open. Even with my door closed, I can hear it. And this night, the TV turned down. I said, what she got going on? So I stopped. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was on my phone or whatever, but I just stopped and I was listening to her, and she was talking on the phone. And then I seen her walk past my room to go to her room, because at this time we were living in our old apartment, and the way the apartment was set up, the living room, this was the living room, and then this was the kitchen, dining room, and all that in one area. And then like you turn in the hallway, and then the first room you come to, it'll be. And so she was on the phone, or she was looking at the phone. I don't know. I guess she wanted to get her pocketbook. So I see her sitting on the side of her bed. And so I'm nosy. So I go back. I say, Mom, what you doing? She said, hold on, be quiet for a second. she called the psychic hotline. And at this time, I think I don't know what about, I don't know what it is about, but I've always been into that type of stuff. Like, I'm into the horoscopes. I'm trying not to be, but I am. And I'm into like psychics. I'm into all that kind of stuff. I love the type of stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I cannot help it. I know that I probably shouldn't like it. As paranoid as I am, I probably shouldn't like that kind of stuff, but I love it. I want to know. I want to know so bad. Probably things that I shouldn't know, but I want to know. I even taught myself how to palm read, really, for real, if we be honest. And I read a couple people's palms sitting on the bottom of the bed, the foot of the bed, and she was like, I'm calling the psychic hotline. I say, wait, why? She said, I'm just curious, and I've been reading comments on this particular psychic hotline, and I just wanted to see what they would say. So she asked a few questions. I don't remember what the questions, the question that she asked was, but like after a few minutes of talking to her, I said, well, can I try? She's like, yeah, hold on. And so after a few minutes, she said, okay, she said, my daughter wants to talk to you. So she asked me like a few things. She asked me what my date of birth was I born at night or day, what time. So after we gave her all of that, then she said, okay, so the first thing we asked her, my mom asked her, she said, would I drive anytime soon? She said, yeah. She said, but it wouldn't be this year. But she said, you would drive. I am going to drive. And the next year I did get my learns from me. It would be another year before I got my license, because then COVID hit. But she said I would be driving. She said, but it just wouldn't be that year. And then she asked her about me working, and I at that time I really wanted a job. I got a couple stories about my time in retail, so if you want to hear that, but look, I was there for 1 year. And when I go back to that particular store, yes, only because my experience there was so good. The only thing it was a few things that I didn't like, but she said I would work, but she didn't say specifically whether it would be in retail. She just told me that she think I would because she seen me surrounded by a bunch of clothes. Now, at the store I worked at, there was like a little warehouse in the back of the store. And anytime like we got a truck of clothes, and that's where the clothes, like we had like a dock on the side of our building, and the trucks would pull in, and they would drop all our packages and all our products off in like the little store, in like the little warehouse facility that we had attached to the store. And so that's basically what we would sort things and then get them ready to put out on display in the store. And so when I first started my job, when you first start at this job, that's where you would end up at. Like your first day, that's where they take you, and you back there for a couple weeks, and then they would take you out on the floor and train you about everything else and get you ready for everything else. And I'll go into detail about that later. But yeah, and so basically with the area I was working in, I hung clothes basically. So my thing was I had to unpack the clothes, lay them up, like separate the pants from the shirts, from the dresses, from the skirts, from the children's clothes, and all of that kind of stuff, and jackets and stuff like that. Just depending on what you had. Everything had to be separated. So and then it was always two people working in one hanging area. So we had like 2 hanging stations. We had we had 2 layup stations and 2 hanging stations. And so like say in the beginning I was laying up. Now I could hang too, but I was laying up, even though I wasn't fast at it. But I became fast over time, because I was back there a long time before I actually ever went out onto the floor and work. But I would be laying up, and I was really slow at first, so it always took me a minute. But basically what you had to do was like you had to lay up the clothes and you had to separate everything, and then they would hang. And the hangers, and like I said, it was 2 stations for both. Like it was like 2 layup stations and 2 hanging stations, and it was always 2 people in a station. So one would be hanging up and one would be laying up. And so I was literally surrounded by clothes. So then the next thing she told me was that she seen the number 23 around me. Now at that particular time, 23 was the date my granddaddy's birthday fell on, the 23rd. I forget what month. I think it done passed already, but his birthday fell on the 23rd of a certain month, and we was in that month. And that was on like a day or 2 away. So I didn't really understand what that had to do with anything, because I asked her about my love life, and she basically just told me that she seen me with somebody, And she said it was somebody in like the medical field, but I wasn't. And then she told me, because at that time I was really contemplating a career as a nurse, as a CNA, because I had already had experience with my grandma and everything like that when she was sick and everything. And we basically, like, when my grandma was sick, we basically took care of her like she went back to infancy. Like, we was feeding her, we was changing her, everything that you would do for infant. That's what we was doing for my grandmama. We bathed her and everything. So I kind of had experience in it, so I was really contemplating a career in that area, in that particular area, and I was thinking about it, but I never did do it. And so I think maybe I was not in GD school at this moment, because I was thinking real hard about going back to school. So anyway, so she tells me that, and then she tells me that she sees me with someone. Then she told me that she sees someone, and he was like in the medical field or something. I don't want to specify a doctor, but I'm just talking about what she said. Now, I think that she said only a few things came true that I know of, and that was the one about me driving, the one about me being surrounded by cars, because I did get a job in retail. Those was the only two things that came true. The 23, the number 23, I never did quite understand what that meant. So I thought maybe it had something to do with my grandfather, because his birthday fell on the 23rd. But then I think about it, I got my learner's permit on the 22nd, and I drove a car for the first time on the 23rd. So that could have been it. So I'm not sure. Maybe that could have been what it was referring to. I don't know, but so yeah, that's what she told me. So that was the first time I encountered psych. And then she rambled on about me, you know, waiting to have kids, because I asked her about kids. She said that was something that me and the person that I chose to have kids with would have to talk about, and I should wait as long as possible. I'm aware of all that. I'm asking you, when will that happen though? You know what I mean? I'm aware of that. I'm gonna wait, and I feel recently. So you all know I went to Miami recently. In June, I think it was in June, like towards in the beginning of June, like the second week in June. I left for Miami on the 12th, and I came back on the 16th. So while we were down there, we didn't, we had made plans to go to because we had found one down there, but we had made plans to go, but things came up. Other things were going on, and we had a lot that we wanted to do, and we really didn't plan it out like we should have, because we thought maybe it would have been fun if we just like did everything on this and like just like randomly, like just did things. We thought it would be more fun if we didn't plan anything. A few things we did have planned out, because there was a few things in particular that, you know, certain parts of the group wanted to do, so we did those things. But you know, like everything else was kind of like, you know, just like on the whim. Oh, well, we're gonna do this, okay, on the whim. Or we're gonna go do this, okay, on the whim. You know what I mean? Just everything was. So we didn't actually get a chance. Now I really wanted to go see one, and I had always wanted to go see a real one. So when I got back home, the dad got back home, actually, me and my mom just said, okay, well, you know, you want to see one. So we know of one here where I'm located, and she's well known. And I think this is the one my mom had an encounter with once. And so we called up just to see how much an appointment would be. Well, she didn't tell us on the phone, because she knew that we would just change our mind. She said, well, I can't tell you, but if you come in, I can tell you, and we can discuss it like that. And she told us where she was located at, and so we went. We got there, and we went around to the back, and we sat out on the porch, and she told me the type of reading she did. So she said she did past, present, and future readings. She said, now if you want the whole shebang, it was $100, but if you just wanted one in particular, it was $50. I chose the $100 one. So basically she told me, she started with the past. She talked about my mom, she talked about my grandma. So like I said, my grandma has passed on. She been dead for about 4 or 5, maybe 5 years at this point. Her sister just died recently. I think the baby sister just died recently. But yeah, and my grandma was a twin, by the way. But she passed on about 5 years ago. And she told me, because I know this was my grandma, because she told me, she said, do you ever feel like a tickle at the top of your head sometimes, like somebody playing with your hair? And I said, yeah. And she told me, she said, okay, she said, that's your grandma's way of letting you know that she's here, that she's with you and stuff like that. And clingy child. I cling to my mama, I cling to my grandma, I cling to my granddad, I cling to my whole family. I'm a very clingy person. I cling to everybody, especially family members. I like to hug, like to kiss. I'm very affectionate. So anytime, even as a grown person, I do that. But like when I was younger, I used to have these moments where I just go in my grandma's room and just lay with her. Whatever she would do, I just go there and I'd lay under her. And anytime I would do it and I would lay up under her, she'd just start messing with my hair or playing with my hair or rubbing my head. It was always something like that she would do to me. You know what I mean? When I was laying with her. Sometimes like when I would cry or anything like that and I'd lay across the bed, she would do that. Just anything like that. Anything affectionate she would do. And I remember that because I remember when she used to do that. So I said that makes sense because my grandma did used to do that. And she loved to do my hair. Like before my grandma had real arthritis towards the end, like real bad arthritis. And she really had, and it like really started affecting her hands to the end. But before my grandma had arthritis, my grandma used to do hair, which is funny because my mama did hair. But my grandma used to do hair, and she used to be able to braid. So her hands didn't work there. But I remember when I was young, she used to love to braid my hair. She used to love to get my hair done. She used to love to see me with my hair done. Like my grandma loved it about me, about being around me. She just loved it. So that's probably why I am the way I am now. I love to keep my hair did, and cause my mama too. But she told me that she sheltered me a lot when I was younger, and basically because I was the only child that she had. So you know, not only was she sheltering me, but like it was just her way of being my mom. You know, she didn't let me stray too far from her. Like I stayed under her a lot, probably more than I should have, because it affected me later on in life. But I don't think she meant to do that. I just think that's just how she was. I was her only child. I still am her only child. And sometimes she still clings a little bit, but I think we working on that as I got older. We've been working on that just so I can learn to be more independent. And I think I am more independent now than I was back then. But you know, I'm a very clingy child. I was a very clingy child. So she said that I was following in my mama's footsteps, and I already knew that too. She said my mama was basically, you know, like I was turning into her, which I kind of already knew because my mom works in the plant. I work in the plant. But the only difference between my mama is like my mama was more outgoing when she was younger than I am. You know, me, I'm a little bit more laid back, a little bit more lax. She like she said, so basically I have like this line in my hand right here. And so she told me that is a curse on my family. So she said somebody way back when put a curse on us. And she said it's blocking us from having anything like happy relationships, being, you know, financially okay, just anything like that. Now this part is when I said, okay, now that doesn't make sense. She said the women in my family would never be happy. We would never be happily married. We were always doomed to have financial trouble. Like and then she went on to sell some candles and some rocks that she wanted me to buy to cleanse my soul or cleanse the curse on my family. We didn't do that. But she said she couldn't do it in one session. She said it ain't nothing you can pray away. I said, how much you want to bet I can't pray it away? If I can't do anything, I can pray it away. Trust me. Ain't that keeping me from praying. Prayer solves everything. You even feed me that lie. Anyway, I said, oh, okay. So we didn't believe it. So after that experience, it kind of cut me off on 1 to 6 seconds. I asked her about kids. She kind of like just kept coming back to the curse about, you know, certain things. And she basically told me things I already knew. Like, you know, you can do anything you want to do. Nothing can stop you. If that's what you want to do it. You know what I mean? Things that I already knew I could do. You know what I mean? So like, she really didn't tell me anything I wanted to hear. I asked her about a significant, no, nothing that, okay, but when? I'm asking when. When is one day? Next year, 2 years, 10 years from now? I want to know now. Just nothing, just nothing that I could use. So then, after that we paid her and it was a wrap. And I left. But back to what she said about the curse. I just want to point out a few things that are not true about now, but married. My grandma was happily married with my granddaddy for years. I mean, happily. They had 3 kids, you know. As far as financial trouble, I think every family goes through a little bit of financial struggle. Everybody do that. You know what I mean? I think it just makes us stronger people in the end of it. It makes us better people, especially when it comes to, I think if you knew my family and you knew where we started from, you was like, okay, well, y'all doing pretty good compared to, you know, what y'all could have been. You know what I mean? So, like, everybody starts out struggling. You know, that's no big deal. But, you know, for her to say that we were doomed to be like this forever, be broke forever, I don't believe that at all. Not at all. Everybody in my family is very good with money. Point blank, period. Yep. And I don't think there's nothing I can't pray away or, you know, pray to fruition. So I'm not really worried about that. I am a very positive person, and I am very driven when it's something that I want. And when it's something that I want, ain't nothing, not nothing can keep me. Not even some so-called curse on my family can keep me from doing it. Nothing. When I am focused, when my mind is set about something I want to achieve, there is not a thing in this world that can keep me from doing it. Not nothing. I swear to you. And when she said that, she said we were cursed. I said, oh, please. No, sis. Can't nothing curse me. Okay, I am, you can't stop me from doing anything. I'm sorry. Not even no curse can do that. People have tried and people have failed. It's not possible. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I do have another story time for y'all. I was hoping I could film it. What you want? Tell me what you want to see, what you want to hear. I will do my very, very best to make it happen for you. And I'll see you next one. Mwah. Bye.